It's been a crazy day. All day, I've been fussing around with my tripod. This one for $20. It's garbage. Can't really do too much with it. The clamp wobbles. Oh, ah, hmm, nobody here. Son of the day. Huh, gotcha, Joel. Shit. Hmm, boy. Hello. Why do people text me? Hmm. Ah. Alrighty then. Oh boy. Hello. Hi. Welcome. How was everybody's weekend? Ah, man. What a boring ass Sunday. Hmm. Boring day. Really, really boring. Hmm. Oh man. I should be out riding my motorcycle than sitting at home doing this shit. But I gotta get it done. Hi and welcome. Welcome to my live stream. How was everybody's weekend? And what are you guys up to? Be sure to like, share, hit that thumbs up. It signals engagement so we can get this show cracking. Uh-oh. I done spilled my drink. Ah, fuck. Son of a fucking bitch. Ah, man. I done spilled my drink. That ain't cool. God damn it. Ah, man. What's up, everyone? So tell me, if any of you guys who are in my live stream, tell me your absolute worst fragrance out there. What do you hate about it? What do you not like about it? Why it doesn't last? It could be designer, dupes, whatever. Because I could tell you a whole bunch of dupes I absolutely hate. For one in particular, Latafa Art of Wood smells like a spicy urinal cake. Not the worst, but most overrated is for sure Imagination. It's crazy hyped. Maybe it's because people love it, people enjoy it. But yeah, I would agree it's crazy hyped. I own it. I do wear it some from time to time. My bottle is getting to be half empty. Price wise, yeah, I would agree it's ridiculously high. But Louis Vuitton is Louis Vuitton and their prices will never change. Not the worst. Latafa, Art of Wood. It's supposed to be similar to Parfums de Marly Perseus Nah, that smells more like you just walked into a public outhouse and you decided to wear a spicy urinal cake. That's what that one smells like. It depends how you look at oud. You know, there's a lot of these Latafa fragrances, not all, but some of them have synthetic oud and it smells bad. But when you got other brands like Mancera, and depending what oud is being blended with, it actually is pleasant. I don't mind oud, long as it's not barnyard or fecal. I can't get into that. But I do like some fragrances that have oud in it, especially the ones that are tropical, but it's fruity, and then it makes oud a little more tolerable. You did wanna try Mancera Lemon Oud Mint. I never got my nose on that one. The only one I do like that's kinda, like, in the same vein of Lemon Oud Mint is, Blue Notes. If you would, like, remove the leather, add mint and almond, you basically have the same fragrance. But I hear lemon oud mint is pretty good, kinda minty, little bit of I think there's almond in the opening. It's pretty good, not bad. So, today I thought I would talk about the best, most recent fragrances I have got and some of the worst fragrances that I bought last year that I just can't wear no more, and some I've had accumulated over the years that will probably go into the trash can. Starting with number one, this one by Latafa, La Rue Bac Rouge, supposed to be BR 540, nowhere near that. Here's the funny thing, in the opening, if you just spray it in the air, it almost has this, like, Mott's apple juice. Who the fuck would wanna wear something like that? But on skin, this is definitely resembles a spicy urinal cake, and they did a terrible job. And I found this at TJ Maxx of all places, and I think I paid $12 for it. Now, I'm not saying all of the Lattafa releases are bad, but some, they were pretty awful. And, for example, this funky looking bottle, La Rue Baccarou, horrible, horrible. I would not even recommend this to my worst enemy. It is disgusting. But, you know, sometimes that happens. And the one I was talking about previously, Latafa, Art of Wood. This is nowhere close to Perseus by Parfums de Marly. And since I've had it, I only gave it a full wearing twice, and I just cannot get into this anymore. Something about it is completely off-putting. And the cap, the cap doesn't even stay on anymore. How about them apples? They amped that up, and it's not good. And the cap just broke. Look at that. It just doesn't even stay on anymore. Talk about cheap ass shit. But yeah, this one is horrible. I can't even wear that one anymore. And cap just broke. Art of Nature, I never smelled that one. The one I found pretty decent is, Art of Wood, 2, I think. Art of Wood 2, I think that has a camel on it. I enjoy that one. It's got, like, plum, I think fig and leather, some heavier notes that's more, like, mature, grown up. That one ain't bad. But another one that's really, really nasty is this one by Calvin Klein, CKB. My god. Talk about a harsh hairspray opening, alcohol out the yin yang. I cannot wear this anymore. I've had this one probably for a solid 4 years. In the beginning, it was great, but after I got my nose into a lot of other brands besides, your typical mid-level designers or niche, whoo, I cannot wear this no more. And this one just sits on the shelf and collects dust. And, oh, here we go. This is perfect for this kind of live stream. Jean-Marc Paris, Paris Blue. I found this at TJ Maxx last year, 16 bucks. You go on the actual website, you're gonna pay a buck and a quarter, like 100 some dollars, and you're only getting 2 hours in longevity. The smell ain't bad. It's decent, but it's kinda like your typical Nautica Voyage. So if you own, like, Nautica Voyage Intense, there's no point of owning this one. It would be redundant, and why I would consider this one of my, you know, least favorites is performance. It just doesn't last. And another one from Mandarina Duck. Ever since I've owned Mandarina Duck Black, something about it is just kinda off-putting, and I think it's the tobacco and the dry down that they use, and I just can't wear it anymore. So, some of these fragrances I have sitting out here just doesn't do any justice. Or another one. How many of you guys remember this? Perry Ellis, this, like, Red 360 fragrance. It's kinda spicy, woodsy. I think there's cinnamon in here. Straight up synthetic. The opening, it's like the worst hairspray ever. Very harsh. This one, I did like when I got it, but over time, after I was wearing it, it gives me a headache. I just can't wear this kind of stuff no more. And I'll tell you what's really bad is this brand, Bella Vita Luxury. I went to a local drugstore and I got my nose on a fragrance called Goat by Bella Vita Luxury. And it's like a watered down version of Dior Sauvage style DNA with this nasty hairspray opening that just gave me a headache. That stuff made me sneeze. And another one was called Honey Oud, which was like a more sweeter Latafa Camra version, and it was just so bad. And on a test strip, it lasted 20 minutes. On skin, 2 hours. I just don't know how people go for that brand. I don't find it good. I couldn't recommend something like that to my regular subscribers. And the funniest part is they reached out to me on Instagram, wanted to do like a PR kind of thing. I turned it down. I really don't need PRs. Nothing against that to people who do earn that. Some people earn it, and I give them respect. but I really don't need PRs, but especially from that brand. I find it absolutely disgusting. I haven't really came across any kind of fragrance from Bella Vita Luxury that smells good. I think a lot of their stuff is just cheap quality perfume oils with poor performance and just overall poor quality. Yet I see a lot of people go for it on Instagram. And after I got my nose on a couple of them, I walked away from them. And the funniest thing is, the one of the employees who work at the local drugstore, since they've had these fragrances in their fragrance uh, department at the counters, no one's ever bought them. Gee, I wonder why. They're probably not good. And another one, Calvin Klein Eternity Flame for men. Unfortunately, this is another one of my least favorite fragrances that I just cannot wear anymore. It's not bad, it's just not good, and I just something about it, it's kinda off-putting, and it's mainly for fall and winter. I think if they woulda used some heavier woods, add a little more interesting, notes to it, I think it would have been better, but overall, it's not a bad fragrance, it's still good, it's just not my kinda scent profile anymore. So, for everybody who is in my live stream, tell me some other fragrances that you actually dislike. It could be from Versace, Lattafa, Kajla, or even some designers or even niche brands. You know, one in particular I don't really enjoy from Mancera is Purple Flowers. It's a hidden gem, but it's not that good. I think the ginger kinda dominates the overall scent profile. And another one from Mancera that I didn't really find enjoyable is that Cherry Cherry. I didn't buy it. I got my nose on it, and I think it was their take when it comes to, like, a Tom Ford Lost Cherry or Smoked Cherry. That one, Mancera Cherry Cherry, was like straight up Robitussin in a bottle. That was horrible. So, I have 4 amazing fragrances that I recently got pretty much this past year, and I'm gonna talk about my latest pickup from Michael Malone, and this is Modern Poet, and this one is quite different. It's my second one from Michael Malone. It's got this beautiful matcha tea in it, some patchouli in the dry down. It's got this nice refreshing citrus in the opening. This is great for them hot summer days. You won't expect much longevity here, maybe 6.5, 7 hours. I'm getting roughly 7.5 hours. I absolutely like this one. And this is from their Esquire line. And a buddy of mine recommended it to me, so I thought I would check it out. And I did. And I blind bought it. Now, I wouldn't recommend blind buying this unless you live near a mall or a retail store that carries Michael Malone, or you can get your nose on a sample. But if you like tea scents, that's very uplifting, citrusy, and kind of green. This is definitely good. And I'm happy I bought this one. I gave it a full wear not too long ago, and I couldn't believe how much I paid for this on eBay through a couple of online eBay stores, and I found it for $64, and that's a steal. And sometimes I really don't see those kind of prices on eBay, and for a minute, I thought it was fake, but it's not. I lucked out. So for $64, can't go wrong. That was a steal. And another one that I find interesting that was different from another brand. I want to say, I think the guy's also a bodybuilder from More Plates, More Dates. I think his name is Derek. He's got a fragrance line, Intelligent Silver. I gotta say, this one's pretty good. I wouldn't say beast mode, but very fresh. If you like that aldehydes in the opening, some citrus and woods, this makes a nice daily wear, daily driver scent. Not crazy expensive. I really love the aldehydes in here. This is like my go-to usually for like summer evenings. Makes a it's very highly situational. It works for any kind of situation, even work, professional settings. It's got that professional edge to it. It's pretty good. And for, you know what? I think 79 plus tax, shipping, 80 bucks. Not bad. It's pretty good. And so far, this is the only one I really enjoy from Intelligent Fragrances is silver. And if I'm not mistaken, Claude Durr did the perfuming for this one. So I'm a fan of Claude Durr's work when it comes to Zahara fragrances. And he does some other fragrances out there, and he did a really good job with this one. So, how many of you guys in my live stream are familiar with intelligent fragrances? And I really enjoy this one, Intelligent Silver. It's my favorite one out of the Discovery set that I got. And this is the only one I'm really enjoying so far. And I think my bottle is already half empty because I wear it a lot. And another good one here is from Gallagher Fragrance. And I got this not too long ago, and I had a sample set for the longest time. And I've been getting my money's worth out of this 50 milliliter bottle, and I just absolutely adore their designers. Their design, the little like Irish symbol amongst waves. It's not your typical fresh fragrance either. Considering if you really look what's out on the market when it comes to fresh, aquatic, and blue fragrances, they're almost like redundant. And maybe, you know, maybe slightly redundant with a couple notes off. But this one here is totally different than anything else on the current fragrance market when it comes to something fresh, aquatic, or a typical blue fragrance. This one here, what I like about it is the green apple. It has like a fresh bite of a green apple. It's not overly sweet. You get this nice honeydew that adds a little bit of touch of sweetness, more like a photorealistic taste of honeydew, where it's not overly sweet, and then you really got this zesty lime zest in here, and then you got some sea salt. I think there's a little pomegranate and some ginger, and then you got a very nice vanilla patchouli dry down. This is phenomenal for a niche brand, small indie niche house. And I think a lot of people slept on this one, but I picked up on this fragrance from Stay Fresh Productions and a buddy of mine, Dutch the Bible Thumper. Shout out to you, bro. He got me hip to this one, and I get about 7 hours. It's definitely unique and different than any other fresh blue acrotic fragrance I ever got my nose on. So this one I'm happy to have in my current wardrobe. And another one that I recently got not too long ago, and I only did a short about it. Even though the scent profile is played out, overused, because it seems to me all these clone houses just like to keep on duping Creed Aventus. But ever since I got the real one and finally added it to my wardrobe, I gotta say, this batch that I have in my hand, I find it to be a little more, you know, slightly smoky, a little more cleaner, very fresh, and it's got this really nice citrus opening. And I was shocked for the price I paid for this from Olfactory LLC. Finally, I can say, after I got the real one and I got my nose on some of my Aventus dupes, some of them Aventus dupes do not really come close to that DNA. It's funny. Other than one in particular, Off-Non Supremacy Silver, in the dry down, when I did a side-by-side comparison, Off-Non Supremacy Silver was the closest to that DNA, only in the dry down, but in the opening, not even close. And sometimes that happens. And then I compared it to, what is that? Armoff Club NOE Intense Extrait? Not even close. But that one's more closer to Absolute Aventus. Yeah, I know. Not too many cool days left either. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Uh Yesterday it was rainy by me. Today it's kind of the same ordeal, but I'm enjoying the cool weather, you know? It's good. I just hate when it gets hot and muggy. I don't like those days. But anyways, what are you rocking? Black Phantom tonight? Nice. You always wear good stuff, so um my scent of the day was Aromatic Sunkissed. And you want to know the funniest thing about Aromatic Sunkissed? I actually like that one more over the original Martin Margiela Never Ending Summer. Nothing against the original. I own it, but I just really enjoy Aromatic Sunkissed more because it has this refreshing tea note. I used to, you know, not like tea fragrances until I got my nose on Louis Vuitton Imagination, and that just changed the entire, uh, what is scent nose palette for me, should I say. And that's when I really started really liking and enjoying tea fragrances. So I think I own maybe 6 or 7 different fragrances that have tea in it. That's really interesting. But that's what did it, imagination. And even before I even got my nose on imagination, my brother loved the crap out of that one. It was his go-to. And I think he went through an entire bottle within 2 months. And then he got L'Immensité. I think he owns 14 Louis Vuitton fragrances now. But that's his favorite brand, you know? Everybody has their likes and dislikes, and that's why fragrance is very subjective. And I think the most interesting niche fragrance I bought in 2026 is from Day 3. Yeah, Wulong Chal is pretty good. I wanna add that one sometime, but my most favorite, niche fragrance I got in 2026 is from Day 3, and that's Edge of Eden right here. I've really been enjoying this one, and it's starting to get a little dent. I really, really like this one. You get some aldehydes and peppermint in the opening, you got some florals. The honeysuckle is what provides that sweetness. Then you got pink acacia, you got some green apple, aldehydes, peppermint, and then you got this really nice metallic dry down. And it's like you guys think concrete, hot steam. This one is such a beautiful, fresh fragrance. It's like my absolute favorite niche fragrance that I got this year. Besides the other one that I also got, even though it didn't come out in 2026. But this is my absolute favorite. I really love that industrial dry down in the base. So shout out to Michael Paul. He did an amazing job with this one. It's such a great fragrance for spring and summer. That's like my daytime scent, and I really enjoy it. And not too many people like metallic notes, and that's okay. But I love that one. It's super unique. And that's the thing, what I like about fragrance is different fragrance brands will do different things where they're completely different. And that's why I like day 3. I still have my, what, discovery set, and I own 2 full bottles, but every sample I've gotten my nose on, they're completely different than what's really out there in the fragrance community and out on the market. And that's why I like niche a lot more, regardless of the price points or regardless of how much they cost. It's the good overall quality of perfume oil. Now, far as being, let's say, let's talk about for a minute the worst designers that I've gotten my nose on that I think came out last year or this year. And it might offend a few people, so apologies in advance. That new one by Valentino, Purple Melancholia, if that's how it's pronounced, I think it's the worst fragrance to me. I smelled it on paper, I smelled it on skin, I washed it off. That scent profile with coconut, it just off-putting. And I think coconut works in a lot of different fragrances for like I would say tropical summer kind of stuff. But that one by Valentino, I think it was horrible. I could not get into it, and I know people enjoy it. I find it absolutely disgusting. I don't know. Maybe it is I think it's the coconut perfume oil they were using. I don't know, but I found it completely off-putting. And then, another one that I really didn't enjoy, and I still own the bottle to this day. I didn't get rid of it. Now, I wouldn't say it's completely horrible, it's just not good. Le Male in Blue by Jean Paul Gaultier. The original Le Male is an absolute classic. That's one of my pop's favorite, you know, brand fragrances by JPG that he still wears to this day. And I know Le Male Parfum was good. I don't own it, but I did get my nose on it, and it's decent. But Le Male in Blue, I didn't buy. It got gifted to me to check out one of my other cousins on the other side of my family, my pop's side. He loves that fragrance. So he got it to me, got it for me to check it out. He thought I would enjoy it. I don't. And I gave that fragrance 3 chances. You know, I spent a good solid, like, 3 weeks with it, wearing it out. I didn't land compliments with it. You know, the initial opening with Le Male in blue was pretty good for the first maybe a minute, minute and a half, but once it started settling down, I've got this, like, spiced licorice tone. I don't know what they were doing with that. I just feel like, you know, it was a fail, and I see people like it. It's just not for me. I wouldn't say it's absolute trash. It's just something I can't wear. Speaking of you, JJ, have you, got your nose on Le Male in blue? If so, what do you think about it? Or if anybody else in my live stream, if you guys got your nose on Le Male in blue, drop a chime in, tap in, let me know what you think. Because I think that fragrance, I think they just did a bad job with it. I think they should have added a few more notes to make it more interesting. Um, I would like to add that Lamal Elixir Absolute. I got my nose on that not too long ago. That one was pretty good. I actually like that one more than the Lamal Elixir. And I think it's because it has plum. That one was pretty decent. It's not bad. And another one I didn't really enjoy this year is I recently got my nose on, I wouldn't say I hate it. I'm just not impressed. Polo 67 Extreme. It's not bad. I know people do like it, but it's just not for me. Any good cheap vanilla fragrance you can recommend? Here's a crazy one I've hardly ever smelled. Any good cheap vanilla fragrances you can recommend? Um, yeah. Matter of fact, I do. Sensual Obsessions. Sensual Obsessions. Shout out to Kevin at Sensual Obsessions. His stuff's roughly, I think, 40 some $50 range. Better performance and better longevity for sure. And I would take his stuff over Middle Easterns all day. Um, he's got some phenomenal vanilla fragrances. But it's also blended with other beautiful notes. I actually have it. It's back here. I think it's one of these guys here. Might be this one. I would say this. And that's the other thing. I'm not too huge on vanilla. I'm not a big vanilla kind of guy. It's hard for me to get into vanilla because I'm not crazy for vanilla. But this one here, uh, Gourmand Paradise by Sensual Obsessions. It's a 30 milliliter, but these things, the atomizers are completely like pressurized. And so far, this is probably the only vanilla fragrance I like. And that just went up my nose. I don't recommend spraying in front of you. And I actually got that in my mouth. Whew, man, tastes funky. I doubt I'll get sick because that happened to me plenty of times. But Gourmand Paradise by Sensual Obsessions, you know, it's roughly maybe high 40s plus tax, $50. But I go about maybe 4 or 5 sprays on this one. Um, if you're familiar with Xerjoff Italica, this is pretty close to that DNA. It's very, powdery, kinda chocolatey. You don't get much chocolate, kinda bittersweet. It's definitely a nice vanilla fragrance. I get this, like, creamy vanilla kinda fragrance. It's got a hint of chocolate in here, and it's kinda thick and definitely powdery, and that's about all I get out of here. I don't really get all the other notes that is in this one other than this, like, bittersweet, dark chocolate in the background, giving its, like, backbone, and then I get this, like, powdery lactonic vanilla. There might be a creamy sandalwood in here, but it's pretty good, and I get pretty good, decent longevity off this one. And if you want something a little closer to that real Xerjoff Italica DNA, this one will get you there. And, if you go on the Sensual Obsessions website and type in vanilla, you'll pull up a lot of vanilla fragrances, but this is the only one, far as a dupe, that I really appreciate by Sensual Obsessions. I find his a lot more interesting, and since he's in the United States, and for his 30 milliliter bottles, he does a good job with his perfuming skills, and they do perform, and I find some of them to outperform a lot of these Middle Easterns. Versace Huash Tropical is one of your favorites that you have. I had a decan of it, and I just never got around to getting Huash Tropical. I like that one. I think it's pretty decent. And let's see. Yeah, vanilla is, one of my pet peeves. It's hard for me to get into that kind of fragrance. Um, the only Middle Eastern fragrance that I really own by what? That other line, Mason Alhambra. It's that tobacco touch that has, like, dried fruit and vanilla in it, which is a really close dupe to Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. That is the only other one I really like. I don't own too many vanilla fragrances because it's very hard for me to get into that kinda stuff. It's just not my go-to, and the only ones I really enjoy is Gourmand Paradise. The best thing I could recommend is get a little, I think it's a 8 milliliter spraycation sample. I think they're like 8 bucks maybe, and check it out. Um, I've had this one for maybe over going on 6 months now, and is it actually matured. I have one of the original bottles that still says, tobacco touch on it, and it literally looks just like the real bottle. I was lucky to even find it, but I've had tobacco touch for the longest time, for at least the past, I think, 4 years. I've had it before I even started doing content, and I think I own a travel spray of Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. The only difference between those 2 is the tobacco in Tobacco Vanille is drier, and Tobacco Touch is sweeter. It's like a sweeter tobacco and overall sweet with better performance. And I think it's pretty good, but I don't know. I just, I got nothing against vanilla. I love vanilla ice cream all day. That's one thing. But in fragrance, it has to be a certain profile for me to get really enjoy it. I like it I like vanilla when it's blended with, like, heavier notes, like, let's say, Mancera, Oud Vanille. That is probably a fragrance I would really enjoy. I have a sample of it. I'm gonna add that bottle to my collection one day. Oud Vanille is probably my favorite vanilla fragrance. I think it's tobacco chocolate. Yeah, I heard. Am I a freshy type? Yeah, I like fresh fragrances. I'm all over the board with freshies. Um, uh, to be honest, I think to this day, one of my favorite fresh fragrances is Nautica Voyage Intense. And I also like Versace Huas Verde, green, kind of minty, fresh, gives you Torino 21 kind of vibes to it. I like that. Um, there's a bunch of others. Luciano Coastal Breeze is, I would say, probably 80% close to the real Pacific Chill. That's a beautiful fragrance. Luciano Magnitude, kind of in the same vein as Louis Vuitton L'Immensité. I have those on another bookshelf case that's off to the side. And even though it doesn't last long for a freshie, is where is it? It's Cyrene Fragrance, Blue Caviar. And they're based in California. It's I would say it's safe for like a beginner, but it's, fresh, everyday wear, year-round wear, little bit of tobacco in the base, you know, 6 to 7 hours in longevity, kinda does sit closer on the skin, but it's a good one. But a lot of my fresh fragrances that I own is more in the niche category compared to budget friendly and, typical designers. Far as freshies go, a lot of them is gonna be from Mancera that I own, Xerjoff, high-end designers like Louis Vuitton. That's what I go for, and, speaking of a freshie, even though it doesn't last long, but it's interesting, but I enjoy it, and I got it not too long ago, and I've been wearing it, is Vibrant Leather Summer Breeze by Zara. Bought it directly from their website, and this one is definitely kinda close to Imagination, but with a leather subtle hint of leather in the dry down, and this is phenomenal, and this is great for high heat, especially when it's, like, high 80s, muggy, with humidity. This is something I would definitely reach for. That's if you enjoy tea. This is good, really good, and for 40 bucks, you can't complain, and I think I get about maybe 7 hours roughly with it. This was a great pickup. Then you got Chanel Allure Home Sport Superlegro. That's a beautiful designer freshie. Dior Home Cologne, YO Fresh, Y Iced Cologne. That's another option. And another one that's kind of cheap and not a lot of people talk about it anymore, even for affordable niche. And you'll probably get a little better longevity out of it is this guy right here is Aqua Wood by Mancera. And if you enjoy pear and some woods and with some, I think there's some saltiness here. Beautiful freshie from Mancera, and I think I paid close to $50 when I got this. I got it a couple years ago. Now, some people think this one is weak. Now, this one really comes down what comes down to is skin chemistry. Some people don't believe in that, and I think a lot of people underestimate their body oils, or especially where you spray it. I don't spray in my neck. That can definitely cause nose fatigue, but, this one, for a niche, I consider Mancera a beginner niche house. Great place to start, and this is such a beautiful fragrance. It's got beautiful pear, you got some woods in the base, and this is great for high heat on them days where it's muggy, sticky, where you just really wanna feel comfortable in that extreme high heat. This is great to have, and it's an interesting scent. What do I think about Dolce& and Gabbana KEDP? I own that. Actually, I had the first bottle. I went through it. I killed it. I have a second bottle backup sitting somewhere on my display case. I like Dolce& Gabbana KEDP, but some people don't enjoy it because they get that pickly kind of smell, and, I like it. I enjoy it. I don't find nothing really wrong with it, but, I hear the KEDP Intense is slightly better, and I've been hearing the K Elixir. It's kinda, it's got incense, might be slightly smoky. I wanna check out the new release, the new Elixir, and check it out. I'm about to, but a signature scent for this fall winter. I'm looking for a designer fragrance, and one of my options are the EDP or well, I own oh, you're 24 years old, so okay. I own Boss Bottle Beyond. Um, I don't really find it weak. For me, I'm getting close to 7.5 hours, but I would go Boss Bottle Beyond over the KD Dolce& and Gabbana KEDP, and or, let's see here. I would go Boss Bottle Beyond. I have it. It's pretty good. It's decent. Ran through a whole week bottle of K myself. Got it for the year. It dropped pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. Um, this one, Mancera Aqua Wood, it's kinda got that designer-esque feel, and if you like a casual woody scent with some aquatic notes, you should definitely, check out. I would this isn't grown man, better performance, it's decent, it's not super expensive, and, it doesn't smell like an older guy at all. It's definitely, great for teenagers, younger adults, but it's definitely worth checking out, sir. But for fall and winter, I would, I would go Chanel Allure Home Sport Super Legra. You could wear that year round, or just go with Boss Bottled Beyond. I don't find nothing wrong with that. Stopping by, busy, but needed to hit the like. Son of the day, jubilation. Nice one. Nice one, Spence. Oh, thanks. Yeah, all day, Spence, I've been playing around with my setup, my background, and I finally found the angle where everything works. And I got a new tripod on the way as well. As young person who lives in Bolivia, Dolce Cabana can be used in fall, summer, and why springtime, it's an underrated fragrance, at least in my opinion. It's interesting how does it receive a lot of hate. Summer, springtime. A lot of people don't really like the Dolce Gabbana KEDP because it gives off a pickly aroma, and that's why it catches a lot of hate. I do pick up that pickled aroma, and it's can't think of the note. It's on the tip of my head, but it does give off that pickly aroma, and it might be due to galbanum. Galbanum is can kinda do that, but, if you want my honest opinion, honest recommendation, I would go Boss Bottled Beyond. I don't think it's weak. I really don't think it's, bad with performance, honest ballpark, 6.5, 7 hours. On my skin, I'm lucky. A lot of my fragrances last for me, and I get about 7 hours with Boss Bottle Beyond. Um, in fact, I have it. I think that bottle's starting to go down already. I like this one. I find it absolutely great. I think anybody can rock this fragrance, and the the level in this bottle is starting to go down. I wore it not too long ago, and, this will probably be my scent of the day tomorrow. Again, it'll probably be the 5th time that I've worn it. Maybe no, I would say it would be the 20th time I've worn it this month. This is really good. Daily driver, year round. I find this one okay to wear year round. Summer, spring, fall, winter, such a good one. And I find it to be my favorite release from Boss Bottled Beyond. Now, I wouldn't take it over Boss Bottled Absolute, but it serves its purpose. I find this perfectly okay for people who are in their upper 20s. And, you know, another one, Chanel Allure Home Sport Superlegra. Yeah, very fresh, uplifting, vibrant with grapefruit, some patchouli. You could definitely wear that one year round as well, in the spring and fall too, or fall and winter. And I was rocking Chanel Allure Home Sport Superlegra just this past March when we were still getting snow. It performs pretty good, but if you're a fan of KEDP and or you want to check out Boss Bottled Beyond, by all means, do what's best for you, sir. And I will be right back. Ugh. I actually got a little injury yesterday and I got to stretch. I got, oh man. All right, I'm back. I had to like stand up. I got this like kind of got hurt yesterday, tripped and fell down. My fucking leg is starting to bother me. But anyways, welcome back, Joel. God dang it. I meant not so famous YouTuber. Yeah, that was not so famous YouTuber who popped in for a bit. Worst fragrance, not showering? Yeah, that'll do it. Gotta shower. Gotta have some good hygiene. That's a must. And people who don't shower, that's just absolutely grotesque. And the sad part is, I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to. The previous job I used to work at, there was a couple people. It's like they're afraid of the water, thinking there's gators in the water. And I remember this one coworker who did not shower. Why? How? How can you not shower? And I used to work at what? Texas Roadhouse. I was a dishwasher, food prep, and it was always hot in that kitchen. And it was just so hot. And I remember this one person walked by me, and I'm like, holy cow. I had to go outside in the little break area and step out. I was like, God, it was bad. Unfortunately, there's some people out there who don't shower, and that's just absolutely disgusting. So I would have to agree with Jim. He's got a point. Not showering. Disgusting. Some days you shower just to have a clean slate for a fragrance. Yeah, that works. Why not? I shower every day. One, I work out. Two, when I work out, I get sweaty and I shower after when I'm done. And three, I like having good hygiene. Like I guess you could say I'm a little slightly OCD. I have to shower. And if I don't shower, uh, it's a bad day for me. But I shower, so I got to. Because you got to think, you go out in the public and you got dead skin cells or anything you touch come in contact with germs and stuff, and then you don't want to shower. Like, ugh. So, yeah, showering and good hygiene is very important. But unless, if people are homeless, which there's a lot of that going on, especially in Ohio, where I live. Cleveland is known for a lot of homeless shelters. They're all packed up with junkies, unfortunately. Some of those guys don't get the shower, and I feel bad for them. I do. But not to get off topic, I think by far one of the worst fragrances that I ever got my nose on from Lattafa would have to be Art of Wood. Oh, that just killed everybody's ears. Sorry about that. For some reason, this cap broke, and I don't know why it doesn't fit no more. But Art of Wood by Lattafa is by far the worst fragrance I've ever smelled in my life. There's something in it that is absolutely off putting. Something in there. It's kind of, I think the citrus here is overdone. And what was my scent of the day? aromatic sun-kissed. Something in this is just off-putting. Ah, now I know why. It's, like, dominated with spices, citrus in the background, rose. The rose is kinda eh in this one, and it's got this, like, oft-putting woodiness to it, and I wonder if it's because the oud in the base. Just, sadly, just this one doesn't do it for me, and I haven't worn it since I've owned it. So, this would be absolutely the worst Lattafa fragrance I have ever got my nose on. So, question is, do I sell it, give it away to a local kid in my community, or do I throw it out? I'm probably gonna give it away to somebody so it doesn't get wasted that actually likes this fragrance. Fragrance Time 3000. Hey, what's up? Well, I'm gonna be doing that some point in time. And I was telling Joel and a buddy of mine, Dutch, about that. And when it gets closer to, I'm going to say August, I will do a I will do a giveaway. I haven't thought about what yet, and I'm not sure what exactly, but I will do a free giveaway. And I just got to figure out what I'm gonna do, like far as a free giveaway. So we'll figure it out. When it gets closer to August, I'm gonna do a short. I'll post in the community how you can participate, and I'll go from there. But I'm thinking about probably one of the new designer releases this year, or it's gonna be a fragrance pick of my choice. And it could be a budget friendly, one of Aromatic's newer releases with, French Avenue. It could be a Mancera, Michael Malone, a new designer. We'll figure it out. So, we'll go from there. I'll probably do my short on my free giveaway at the end of July and post in the community page how you can participate, and then I'll pick the lucky winner. And I think how I'm gonna do it this year, kinda like how I won free giveaways from TLTG Reviews channel, like the last one, which was Cosmic Pepper by Mancera. And since I have a conversation with him every now and then on Instagram, and he has my address, he just bought it and had it shipped my way. So I might just do that way for the winner. Whoever wins, I might just buy it directly for them so it gets shipped directly to their address. That way I don't have to worry about going to the post office or whatever. I just buy it off the website wherever I order it from and have it shipped directly to them. Kill 2 birds in 1 stone. It's a better way of doing it. And, I don't know. I really don't particularly sell cheap colognes. What I might do is just give it to somebody in my community. I might give it to my neighbor. I think my neighbor one time got his nose on it, and I might just give it to him because he's into this kind of stuff. But normally, I don't sell anything out of my personal collection. I mean, I really don't, but I might just give it away and maybe give it to a kid in my neighborhood or give it to my neighbor, or I might just give it to my dad because I think my dad does enjoy that one too. Excuse me. Who is this? JP. Bruh. Get you some Australia Absolute Chill. It's like a minty Sprite drink. Uh, I've seen it. TJ Maxx had it. I sprayed it. I didn't like it. Can't get into it. And I know what they were trying to do. Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. It's not even close. And I already have something that's, pretty close to that real DNA. So I don't need redundancy in my collection. But I've seen people talk about Australia Absolute Chill. I just got my nose onto that just the other day, yesterday, and I didn't like it. It's just not my thing. I think it was poorly developed. Eh, it's funny. I gave Rare Reef by Off Non away. I got rid of it. I didn't care for it. I had it, bought a full bottle. I gave it away. I gave it to my brother. He likes it. I don't. And I owned Pacific Chill. I had Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. Sadly, I sold it, but at the time, I had to sell it. And eventually, I'm just gonna buy the real one back because I like Louis Vuitton fragrance and, you know, I like what I like. And eventually, I'll get it back sometime. But, I already own Luciano Coastal Breeze, and that really gets you more closer to the real DNA anyways. Is my jam. I definitely Yeah, I couldn't get into it, man. I just, I respect you, Dame. It's I don't know. I just, I don't know. I think Off-Don, whoever perfumed it, did a shit job. That's just my honest opinion. I gotta keep it real. And I'm not gonna hate on you. You like it? Cool. It you know, good for you. I just couldn't get into it. And I was just, looking at my stuff the other day that I keep on my bookshelf case, which is my least worn fragrances, other than there's a couple that I might gravitate towards once in a while. But Pacific Chill, you know, Luciano Coastal Breeze is my favorite one when it comes to that real DNA. And I thought Off Non Rare Reef would have brought some enjoyment, take me on a journey or whatever. I thought it would be different, but it's not. And it didn't perform very well for me. I got like 4 hours on skin. And I said, "You know what? Instead of selling it because you're not really gonna get much money for that stuff anyways," I gave it to my brother. What are your favorite Issey Miyake fragrances? To be honest, I don't even own any from Issey Miyake. I never got around to checking any of them, and I have a huge list with so much stuff on it, and I'm just going straight down the line, and I'm almost halfway cleared with some of the things I want. Right now, there's only certain things I'm really going for, and eventually, I will check out some Issey Miyake, just not at this moment. It's not on my radar. And to be honest, what I'm really looking forward to is I'm exploring Gallagher, which is a small uh, indie niche fragrance house. That is on my radar right now. Some other Xerjoffs. But, yeah, I have to keep it 100. I have to be honest. When I first started fragrance content, yeah, I'll admit it. I was on the hype train buying all these Middle Eastern dupes and all of that. But once I started getting my nose into the originals, I was like, man, forget this stuff. I want the originals. The original compositions, better quality, better oil. I like what I like. And that's just the way it is for me. Sadly, I'm not saying dupes are garbage or clones are gay. Not at all. I'm just not really crazy for dupes anymore. I mean, you know, I think the only other budget friendly fragrance I bought this year that I do enjoy is Ahmed Al Maghribi Spectrum Chill. That's more like a tropical twist off that Pacific Chill DNA. I do enjoy that one. And Rayhan Aquatica. Those are my top 2 favorite ones I got this year. And besides Versace Hawas Verde, which is kinda in the vein of Torino 21, but not really, those would be my top 3 favorite affordable colognes I got of my favorite kinda scent DNA. And then you got Aromatics and his thing he's got going on with French Avenue Fragrance World. Those I enjoy. But am I gonna buy every single Middle Eastern that releases? No, I can't, you know? I just can't. Yeah. Yeah, forbidden fruits, after I did a little more research, the direction they were going was definitely Sangria by Lorenzo. However, with the ingredients they were using, that what is that? That soda accord or that margarita accord. That's what it is. Margarita accord. Then you got peach and rose, and one other note in there that was given that boozy gummy worm scent. On my skin, that's what I got, but I like it. Forbidden fruits, I give that a solid 9 out of 10. That one's fire. Hey, what's up, Grim? Speaking of my brother from another mother. Yeah, I will admit it. I own one, two, three, four, five, six aromatics flankers that he dropped. I have Naughty Dates, Magnetic, Frostbite, Sunkissed, excuse me, and yeah, Naughty Dates, Frostbite, Magnetic, Tease Me. There's another one I like. Forbidden Fruit, Sunkissed. Sunkissed was the last one that I bought. And I absolutely enjoy that one too. But out of all the aromatics, the new ones that I got, out of them all, out of the 6 that I own, I would take, Sunkissed and Forbidden Fruit over the other 4. Tease Me is okay, but it kinda smoky, ashy like tea. I do enjoy that one. That is a good one, too. And what I like about Tease Me, it's got that teak wood in it, and that's a good it's kinda slightly smoky, ashy kinda scent. I got the summer vibes set, waiting for the heat to come out. Weather playing games. Yeah, weather's been kinda shitty, honestly. I wore Sunkissed for my scent of the day. Uh, what else? I think tomorrow I'm probably gonna wear this again, to be honest. Yeah, I have frostbite. It's not my favorite though. Maybe it's because, not crazy for Dior Sauvage that much anymore. And I feel like the whole Dior Sauvage DNA is getting played out too. But I have frostbite. It's my least favorite. Yeah, that one, I don't really care for it, sadly, and I own it, which is funny. I have it. I'm not crazy for it. I was hoping it would have been better. I get Sauvage all day from this one, all day. It's there. It's more like a fruity Dior Sauvage. That's what I get. I don't like it. I'm not crazy for this one. You get like this fruity Dior Sauvage kind of vibe. And I have Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum. That one I like, which kind of gives you a little of the both worlds between the EDT and the parfum. But, I'm not typically crazy for dupes when they're trying to dupe Dior Sauvage. It just never works out. And, to be honest, I don't know. I kind of have a love and hate relationship with Dior Sauvage, if that makes sense. Some days I'll wear it, other days I hate it. So, Jasada Ambassador is a free. Yeah, it is. That one performs. That's another one I still haven't got around to, is Jasada. I wanna get all the other ones. I haven't got around to it, and I've been meaning to, but, I'm only getting what's really on my radar is, some other stuff from Gallagher Fragrance that I am absolutely into right now, and, especially another one from Xerjoff, and I got my mind set. The newest designer I am gonna add is definitely gonna be white iced cologne. Regardless if people hate it or not, I'm getting that because I actually do like it, and I want the Le Beau Narcisse for sure, and Bad Boy Absolute. I'm gonna add that one. Uh, the new one, and I'm not gonna talk about it, which is wrong to do. I respect how George is and a couple other people, and when all that shit got leaked out on Instagram, that shit wasn't cool. And to be honest, if I was in their shoes, I would be pissed off too, because I know how, you know, GZ and his buddy is and how they wanna do things and how they like to do their launches, that's the way it should be. But no, unfortunately, you got some other people out there who just decide to leak shit out. Yeah, it was pretty fucking foul, and I'm not scared to say that. It was fucking foul. So, if I put myself in their shoes, I would, you know, be irate. I would probably hospitalize somebody over it. I'm just waiting for my newest purchase, which was pleasure over business to arrive. That was another that one from the 1.5. I bought pleasure over business, and it'll be here next week, Wednesday, and my personal custom fragrance will be in, I think, Tuesday. So, I can't wait for my own personal fragrance to arrive. And I know I'm gonna enjoy my personal fragrance for sure. What is on my want list currently? Uh, a new Xerjoff, Les Beaux Narcisse, White Iced Cologne, Gallagher Ginfinity, which is a new release from Gallagher, and that's about it. Nothing crazy. I don't go crazy buying cologne anymore. I used to spend over 1,000 some dollars. I don't do that no more. It's stupid. Unless I save up enough money to do that, then yeah. But I don't do that no more. Ever since I created my own budget, I stick with my budget. I don't go overboard or over my budget. The original Polo 67, I got my nose on it before. It's pretty good. I think the EDP is better personally. Do you have Zahara Black Rose? Yes, I own that. SP, have I smelled Riff's Freeze? No, I haven't, but I'm gonna keep it real. It's not on my radar. I'm not really focusing on too many Middle Easterns for probably the rest of this year. Nothing against them. It's just, it's a personal thing for me. I don't want a bunch of Middle Easterns in my personal wardrobe. I prefer originals, other than the ones I currently own. Yeah, I'm expanding my nose palette. I don't, maybe it just comes, it's just, you know, I got nothing against you guys if you're all for them Middle Easterns. I mean, do what you please. I ain't telling you don't buy this or don't buy that, but I'm not crazy for them. And I thought about checking out Latafa Kamra Waha, but I'm not buying it. I passed up on it. I decided to change it up because I already have something in my collection that already has cucumber water. Nautica Voyage, Nautica Voyage Intense. I don't need to add that. In a way, it's kind of redundant, even though they're two different scent profiles. So I really don't need to add that. And the only Lattafa Camera that I can appreciate that I do wear is Lattafa Camera Dukan. It's smokier, spicier. The overall sweetness is turned down. That one I liked. It's nice, but the dry down is similar to Camera. Well, then I probably wouldn't like it because I gave away my I think it's messed up you scam your customers. Who's scamming who? I don't know. If it's like the original camera, I won't enjoy it because I gave the original camera away. I don't like that one. I cannot get into that overly sweetness. That ugh, is not for me. I like what I like in fragrance. If I want something with a little bit of sweetness, if I want something with a little bit of sweetness, Jardin exclusive, Cosmic Pepper, Intense French Riviera, Zaharoff, Seraphine Blue, things like that. That is my kind of go-to for sweetness. But if I want something a little heavier, that's kind of gourmandish, more like a woody gourmand with a touch of vanilla, Mancera explicit vanilla, or Zaharoff, Aurum. That one I enjoy. But Camera I just can't get into, and I did smell Angel Share, by Killian Angel Share. Now the real one's good, but when it comes to a dupe, get the fuck out of here. It's not even close. I think it's fucked up. You scam your customers. Do you want Oh, I don't scam customers. Not my thing. Are you referring to Jeremy Fragrance? If so, then that would make sense. Angel Share Paradise is good. I like Old Fashioned and the original Angel Share. It's decent, but dupes, I'm good. Nice aquatic, salty, fresh to the dry. Uh, yeah, whatever that guy's name is. I don't know, but I have no idea. I don't even know what the heck that guy's talking about. Whatever he was talking about, I think he was talking about, I think it's messed up, referring to maybe me. I scam customers out of stuff. I don't know where this guy came from. I have no idea. But that's been pretty chill tonight, should I say? But anyways, where was I? Latafa Kamra Waha. I thought about it, but then after I looked at the scent profile and after I heard some people on Instagram talking about it, I said, I'm good. I'm going to give it a pass. And yeah, I'm not getting it. I kept getting DMs like, man, you got to get your nose on this, 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 this. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting it. ATH blood orange? Oh, sorta here. Alright, send me a sample of that ATH blood orange. I'll take a I'll check that out. My weekend was good, decent. Yesterday, I kinda messed up my left, ankle, but I'll live. I'll be alright. But, another one, speaking of Fugazi, I still have that, Discovery cyst, the Discovery set. Out of the entire Discovery set, no Cologne and Passion Fruit, uh, I think are the best 2 out of that entire Discovery set, and the rest were trash. Except for that mango oud one, passion fruit, no cologne, and there was another tropical oud fragrance that were pretty good, but all the other ones were trash. Didn't like them. 'Em, couldn't get into it. If I ever have been wrong with my frag views. Uh, Not really. No. Nah, I talk to Grimlock outside of content on the phone a lot. We talk, and he'll call me, you know, give me the rundown on certain things, and I gotta say, he's on the right path for good content on Instagram. I'll say that much. I have Hard Candy, Odyssey, and Supernova. Yeah, Fugazi just ain't doing it for me. The only ones I truly like is passion fruit and, no cologne. The other ones, ugh, not for me. Sadly, you know? Um, I'm thinking about oh, okay, ATH. I never got my nose on any ATH, but I did see a short I seen something interesting on Instagram, and it was by BDK, Oud Paradiso. I wanna get my nose on that. It's got oud, chocolate, I think there's vanilla. That one looks good. I wanna get my nose on that. That's what I wanna check. Find a sample or a decant, get my nose on that and check it out. That one looks good. And maybe that Tom Ford, that new Tabacular chocolate, I like to check that out too, and I know that one's gonna be good. So I'll be looking forward to checking out some stuff, but yeah, and, I'm definitely gonna get a new tripod and give this current tripod the full retirement. This one, it's okay, but, I found a better one through the Apple Store that I'm gonna buy. Yeah, I wanna get my nose on that tobacco chocolate by Tom Ford. I And if I find a sample for that Oud Paradiso by BDK Parfums, I'm gonna check that out too. Cause those kind of scents with oud and chocolate, I can get into that. And I saw the scent profile to Oud Paradiso. That is up my alley. So, and yeah, I'm gonna have to there's some interesting stuff I will be adding to my personal wardrobe back there. I was thinking sweet, effervescent citrus, and it was flat like after oh, no wonder why you don't like it. Well, now you gotta send me a sample of that, cause I hate Afternoon Swim by Louis Vuitton. That is my absolute least scent. I cannot get into that, and yet people praise and have high hopes for that Afternoon Swim by Louis Vuitton, and as much as of a fragrance lover for Louis Vuitton fragrances besides the 7 that I own, I honestly think Louis Vuitton Imagination is trash, and I'm not afraid to say that. Oh, you're speaking about Aaron Terrence Hughes. Okay, now I know what you mean. How strong the projection is on A Theory from Lattafa. Uh, I didn't say Imagination is trash. I said Afternoon Swim is trash. No, Imagination's good. Afternoon Swim, that's horrible. A Theory? I had that one. I gave it away. Um, I don't think the projection is that strong. I would say maybe, far as projection goes, maybe 1.5 to 2 hours tops with Lattafa Atheri. I used to own it. It's decent, but I gave that one away. I got rid of it. I don't even have that in my collection anymore. It's gone. Yeah, I love Imagination by Louis Vuitton. My dent's starting to go down on my bottle, but I was talking about Louis Vuitton Afternoon Swim. That one is absolutely trash. And I had a sample of Afternoon Swim, and I gotta agree with my brother Grimlock. 30 minutes on skin, that's all it lasted. And I don't find that one pleasant. And it smells like orange cleaner. So what's so good about that? Orange cleaner? So, with that being said, and yeah, I agree with Grim. Wearing imagination, I've had that happen. And you know another one, and I think you know where I'm going with this. I Can by Kajal. That is another one that'll get you chased down. Imagine it. Yeah, imagination is a dumb reach for any man that wants to get compliments without even trying. I agree. Le Sable Roses, I did not like that one. I don't like it. Can't get into that one. And that one is another one is my least favorite by Louis Vuitton. I don't like it. I think, that one is, like, for a more older gentleman, older than me. I could not get into that one. I don't like it, and I think Le Sable Roses is trash, and if I wanna smell like rose, nothing beats Black Rose by, Zaharoff. Black Rose Halfeti, Rosé by, Zaharoff. Those are my top 2 rose fragrances. Nothing beats those. And Le Sable Rose, it's disgusting. I don't like it. I don't know what else to say. And that's my 100% honesty. I don't like it. I just can't get into Le Sable Roses. I just don't find it interesting. Yes, Kajal Lamar, that's good. Make sure you don't take the last one. I need a backup bottle. Yeah, the last time I went to a Louis Vuitton boutique, me and my brother checked out Les Sable Roses. Don't like it. I thought it was trash. And I'm not, there's only 2 Louis Vuittons I really don't like. And those 2, just not for me. And if I want some with rose that I really enjoy, Ombre Nomade. You got that raspberry sweetness, a little bit of vanilla in the dry down, leather, and rose. Yeah, that's top notch, top tier. And of course, Zaharoff, Black Rose Halfeti, Rosé, and one of my other ones from Boadicea the Victorious, Ardent. That is a beautiful chocolatey rose. Yeah, the bottle's beautiful. Black Rose Halfeti, yes. And yes, Lyric by Amouage is another fantastic rose. I would take that over Le Sable Roses any day. Yes, I agree. And 2, I know my, speaking of my fragrance that Kevin at Sensual Obsessions did, mine has rose in it, but it's an interesting scent profile, that's for sure. And soon it'll be here in my hand. And I know I'm gonna enjoy mine. I'm definitely gonna enjoy it. Of course, I gotta let it, strongest projecting summer fragrance I really like? Mm, uh, hmm, I would have to say for me, and I'm lucky that it's going my way, is Mancera Intense French Riviera. And, Amouage Reflection. Those 2 are the strongest projecting fragrances I own. Besides, Zaharoff, Seraphim Red, that's another good one that projects pretty good for me. And, the other one, what's the other one over there? Up there. Seraphim Cousse, Black Rose Halfeti, Leather Tabak by Zaharoff, that projects. And I even wear leather tabak in summertime too. And sometimes I wear my heavier stuff in summer as well. And sometimes I don't really wear according to the seasons. I do what I want to do. Is it okay if I put my IG so people can hit me up? Yeah. Yeah, by all means, bro. Yeah. And another good one, Cosmic Pepper. Definitely, you know, I wouldn't say it's like Chanel Allure Home Sport Eau Extreme. I don't see that, but that's another good one for the summertime. But if you want strong projection, Mancera Intense Cedrat Boise, far as for a fragrance, summer fragrance, or even the original Cedrat Boise. I got the original OG leather tobacco, and I wear that in the summer. And man, does it smell good in the summertime. What? I have no idea what you're talking about. Herbs Troubalis is one of the greatest out. What? I have no idea what this guy's talking about. Anybody curious to what Cozy's talking about? Or what the heck is he talking about? I have no idea. No idea. Oh, by Guerlain. Not familiar with that. Oh, I only own one by Guerlain, which is Ideal Extreme. It's the only one I like. It's not on my radar. And I'm only going for stuff that I am into. I'll look it up, but I can't give any promises. Right now, I'm already focused on what I'm getting next month. And, you know, I own one from Guerlain, and it's the only one I have that I absolutely enjoy. And that's, I'm not crazy for Guerlain. The only other Guerlain that I would like to get is that new one. What is it? Ideo Cologne Forte? Yeah, that one I would like to get. That's it. Hey, what's up, Kicks? And what else? Oh, shit, you're rocking Kajal Lamar. Nice, 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 nice. Good scent. Let's get Spink Sunkissed Sands. I thought about Spink Sunkissed Sands, but what I currently want to get is City Rhythm, and I plan on getting 8641 for my first one. And the other one I really want to get by City Rhythm is Key West. That one's up my alley. I got to start checking out City Rhythm. I need to get some City Rhythm into my wardrobe because I hear Niles does amazing stuff. So, yeah, I got nothing against Guerlain. There's not a lot that I really like from Guerlain, unfortunately. Yeah, send me some samples, bro. Send me some stuff, uh, you know, of some stuff that you own so I can check it out. What is my opinion on Aqua Dubai from Al Mine? It's okay, kind of soapy, refreshing with some green tea in the background. And it's definitely a nice, unique twist off the imagination DNA. It's dope. It's good. The one that, that interests me by city rhythm the most is 8641, my kinda scent profile. I'll check my phone when I end my live stream, which I'm getting pretty close. In the next 5 minutes, I will be shutting it down because I gotta go eat dinner, and then I gotta really start. I've been slacking lately, and yeah, send me a sample of 8641, Manhattan Midnight, and what other ones you have, so I can at least check it out, get familiar with it, and see which ones I like the most. And speaking of backgrounds and speaking of stuff, I got some other studio lights in finally. I got some content I gotta record later tonight, and I got some other stuff I gotta add into my background. So, once I'm done with my live stream, after I get done eating dinner and stuff, I'm gonna be busy fixing up my background. Those bags, I'm getting rid of now that I got some new stuff for my backdrop. And then I got to play around with my studio light to get the best perfect angle, the lighting. So far, this setup with my tripod and how I have it set is working for me. So I'm gonna be playing around with a lot of stuff tonight. I'm probably not gonna get into bed till probably later on, 2, 3 in the morning, because I'm gonna be busy doing a bunch of shit later tonight. Oh. So, with that being said, 3 more minutes, I'll be shutting down. Yeah, you're welcome. I try to be honest as much as I can, and if you like Le Sable roses, hey, all good. I just don't like it. It's just not for me. That's why fragrance is very subjective. You're always gonna come across people who are not gonna like your favorite fragrance. You know, there's a lot of different, scent profiles I don't like versus stuff I do like. And, to be honest, that's why I like Day 3. That's why I like Gallagher fragrance. You know, Daniel Gallagher, Michael Paul, they do things a lot of people don't. And that's what I appreciate is creativity, especially when it comes to niche quality. And I've been wanting to get my nose on some stuff from City Rhythm. I got to add them into my wardrobe. I want to check out some Aqua de Parma as well. And I just got to start getting some Tom Fords into my wardrobe too. But right now, for next month, what I'm really focused on is another Zaharoff, uh, maybe one of the new designer releases, like Bad Boy Absolute, Les Beaux Narcisse, White Iced Cologne. Eventually, those will be in my personal wardrobe to check out so I can give my honest review whether they hit or they're a miss. Now, I do like White Iced Cologne. I actually did get some decent performance out of it when I had a sample and I went through it, so I know I would enjoy that one. Yeah, Fallen in Love, Third Eye. Okay. Oh, your dad's mad at me? Hey, it's not bad. I have it. but when it comes to the original imagination, it's hard for me to take anything over that. But I have the amber oud right here. And, I sometimes wear it when I'm in the mood. It's decent, you get that ginger, get this refreshing tea. You get the soapiness from some, I think, neroli in here. But there's some other note in here that kinda makes it kinda powdery on my skin. It's not bad, but I own the original imagination. I will take that over a lot of these dupes out there. So, in fact, I think this will be my scent of the night because nothing beats imagination, and that's just 100% honesty. It just doesn't work. But, you know, I don't really smell sun-kissed on me anymore, so this is my scent of the night. I love imagination. So there's my scent of the night. Smells so good. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday evening. Thank you for tapping in and all your guys' comments, feedback on best, worst fragrances. It was actually a cool debate, and I had fun talking to you guys, but it's that time for me to shut it down. So, you know how I go. This live stream's been SP approved. Have a good night. Stay safe. God bless. And remember, smell your best.